All right, I'm going to work through a couple of your homework problems just to make sure you get the gist. I will actually talk about how to set up more of them than I work through so we can make sure you're on the right track whenever you're solving these tonight. Okay, so number one is already factored, so these are the easy ones. Remember, you just take each one of your factors and set it equal to 0. And then once you solve, you have your answers. Okay, for the remainder of these, you are going to have to factor first. So I'm going to start with number 2, which is going to be a difference of squares. Okay, so that's going to give me x plus 5 and x minus 5 because I take the square root of x squared and the square root of 25. And then I set both of these equal to 0, which gives me answers of -5 and +5. All right, number 3 is going to be your X box problem. And if you notice, your A is 1, so there's no division once you do that. So you just X box, draw your factors, set it equal to 0, and solve. Number 4, however, there's not a GCF between 2, 7, and 4. Okay, so now we're going to go straight into our X box with our bottoms up method because the number in front of the squared term is not 1. So 2 times -4 is -8, -7 on the bottom. My two sides will be -8 and +1. So that gives me y minus 8 and y plus 1. Okay, but because this number was not 1, we have to divide by that. Remember what we talked about in class today? This one will simplify. This one does not reduce, so we can leave it as 1/2. You don't actually have to bottoms that up because you're going to have to undo that whenever you solve. So that makes this one +4 and this one -1/2. All right, again on problem number 5, there's no GCF, so you're going to start with X box, okay? But you do have to divide by that 5. All right, number 6 is a little different because it is not already set equal to 0. So the first thing you need to do is move that over. And then now you go with your regular X box method because the number in front of the squared term is 1. So use your X box factor, set those factors equal to 0. All right, number 7, we're going to start with GCF. Okay, and our GCF here is going to be 3x. And when we set each one of these factors equal to 0, remember if there's no plus or minus, that will just give you a 0. And then this one would be +4. Okay, so for number 8, again, you're going to move the 4 over. Okay, no GCF here, so we're going to go straight to our x. Okay, once you fill in your two sides here, remember you do have to divide those by 6. Then set them equal to 0 and solve. So that is your X box with the bottoms up. All right, I'm going to give you a little pointer on number 10. I'm not going to solve. Right here, I already have opposite signs. So I'm just going to multiply the top by 7. Now my y's cancel out. You can solve from here to get your x and then plug in to get your y. So when you end up, you should have an ordered pair. And the last one, I am just going to set it up for you. I'm not going to actually multiply it out for you. Okay, so if you start here, okay, we're going to do x plus 1 times 3x. Okay, that's the little rectangle up there. Then in order to do the big rectangle, one side is 3x plus 9. And the other side is going to be 8x minus 3x, which is 5x. So now you multiply these, and then once you get the answer for this and for this, you add them together, and that gives you your total area.